Xavier watched with patient interest as Tess's mouth opened and closed several times. She said, her voice strangled, "You're offering me a chance, just like that? You don't want a second interview or references?" Some kind of interesting, complicated emotion lay behind her question. Maybe she had a checkered employment history, or she had gotten fired from her previous job. Briefly, he considered asking for her resume and references, just to see how she handled the request, but the fact was he didn't care if she had been fired. People got fired for a wide variety of reasons, and something that a previous employer might have seen as a weakness could be the very trait he was looking for. Besides, nobody gave a prospective employer bad references. They only gave references for people who would say flattering things about them. Through the years, he had seen people game the interviewing system in every way imaginable, while the truest test of a person's mettle could only come over time. Also, this young woman could have no references for the kind of things he wanted from her. He would need to find out for himself what she would be capable of doing, or what she would even want to do. For now, it would have to be enough to avoid frightening her any further. He told her,
"As I said, there's only so much that can be learned from the interview process. By the end of a year, we will both know whether or not we're able to create a successful liaison."
Her expression turned thoughtful. "I suppose a year for someone like you is not very long."
"Quite true. A trial year is a standard offer. Most vampires offer it to prospective attendants."
His truth sense was well developed. He knew she had been telling the truth about her skills and attributes. She was smart, good with finances, and clever with a keyboard, although she had hesitated just long enough to intrigue him. What had she refrained from saying? He filed that away to pursue another time. And she did have some kind of moral code. It had been a long, long time since he had considered anything sexual as an issue of morality, unless the sex involved coercion, outright force, or some other kind of imbalance of power. She, however, had clearly been uncomfortable with the thought of engaging in sex as part of the position, and she had been quite serious when she'd said she would not be a party to harming innocents. She had also been telling the truth when she'd been on stage. She believed her looks were entirely forgettable, and in some ways they were. She had none of the glossy good looks that so many vampire attendants had, or that most vampires themselves had, for that matter. But she did have her own quiet kind of beauty.